Y'all, I'm gonna have fun with this one today. I'm gonna start it off like this. It takes money to make money. I can't let it get away from me. If you love me, then pray for me. One more, and then I'll be done. Just listen, just give me a second. I roll with nothing but them pretty misses, witty misses, them never accidentally misses represent the city misses. That's all I got. So if you don't know by now, it's okay if you don't know those songs. But those are very much Detroit classics. I'm a cheddar boy, baby, and that's for sure. Okay, we're gonna stop right there. But I'm so excited about today's podcast. This is the continuation of a series around hair, and who better not than to have a conversation with someone who has been doing work in the hair capital of the world. So excited about this conversation. One, because I'm from Detroit. Two, because I'm a woman, I get my hair done. Whoop, whoop. And because Black women influence the culture. But anyway, y'all like, who is this talking if you're new to this? My name is Cameo King. I am the host of the Good Girl Podcast. There wasn't a space for women to be themselves in every facet of their lives. The Good Girl Podcast was created to offer that space to have conversations with a gutted truth without restriction. So join us every week to unpack your own set of questions and confessions in this good and safe space. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. I'm going to hop right into this conversation because, again, Black women are the culture. And two, because 313 Day is coming up, 313-31 Detroit. And just excited about the influence that Black women have on the culture. It is also Women's History Month, so I'm highlighting something that is very much connected and is a thread in the culture of Black womanhood historically and in present day. And again, that is hair. It affects us on so many levels. So I wanted to take a peek at it from different perspectives. If you haven't heard, last week we talked to a researcher that talked about the emotional and psychosocial implications of our hair on Black women. And today we're talking to a stylist. So let's listen to whom we're talking to first. She's an artist, creative, and Detroit native, but most importantly, a hairstylist.
I am Kristina The Glamtech.
The name Glamtech is short for glamour technician. It comes from the film Still Magnolias.
Dolly Parton, who is my glam mom in my mind, she was speaking to a young hairstylist in the movie, and she told her to not refer to herself as a beautician, that she was a glamour technician. And so from that day forth, I was a glamour technician.
Kristina has been doing hair for over 25 years, which includes everything from cut, color to a silk press. But she's internationally known for her glam dry waving technique.
It's just producing glamour, the glamour experience, making women feel glamorous. And it just worked out that I do or specialize in vintage glamorous looks.
Kristina styled the artist Meg Thee Stallion with this technique for the 2021 Met Gala, and most recently styled a promotional collaboration with Mia Ray of Glamaholic and Melissa Butler of The Lip Bar. So you see, Detroit is all up in this, right? Them fine misses, them always on your mind misses. You got the money, you know I got the time misses. I'm gonna stop because I don't even know if those are the lyrics, y'all. I don't. So I want you to listen to this quick message before we hop into the conversation. But before you do that, make sure you are doing one of three things. First, when you listen to this, make sure you leave a comment. A comment very much helps this podcast grow, makes us expand, all that other good stuff. We are in this for the long haul. We are here to really free women and create that space where women can be themselves authentically, but we need your help. So make sure you leave a comment and make sure you subscribe. So leave a comment and subscribe so you can get notifications when we have new shows that come out, new confessions, new questions in this good and safe space. And last but certainly not least, follow us on social media. We are on Instagram. Share this podcast, right? Share it. All right, here we go. Into the conversation. The weather is breaking, and I know your skin is ready for the sunshine. But is it though? Don't worry. I do have a new product for you from Amore All Naturals. Amore All Naturals blends high quality natural herbs and oils to help nourish your skin. They have everything from whipped shea butter to lip balm to skin luster, just to name a few. And I have the whipped shea butter and I love it. And I don't think my skin has ever been this soft or smelled this good at that. Check out Amore All Naturals. Amore All Naturals has your skin covered. You can find them in your Etsy shop. All right, Kristina, I'm so excited to have you on the Good Girl Pod. Look, I got my dance. I'm excited to have you on here.
Right, I'm excited to be here.
Welcome. Thank you for accepting the invitation. I feel like I'm talking to royalty. I do. Detroit royalty. What's better than that, right?
Thank you.
What's better than that? So, the world knows you as the Glamtech. You are a glam technician. I know you are known for sculpting hair. You are so much more than sculpting hair, but for a lot of people, that's where you made your mark. And so I'm excited to have this conversation with you about hair, right? The role hair plays in the lives of I know I just say Black women, but Black women, we are the culture. We impact so much of everything else that's happening in the US and that's happening around the world. So excited to have you. So first things first, why hair? Why hair for you?
Honestly, how it started was I wanted some braids. In the beginning, I wanted braids like Janet Jackson, like every other young girl did at that time. Poetic justice, and my mother would not pay for me to go to the salon and get them. She would take me to the salon to get a wrap or something, but anything outrageous, I would have to figure it out. And so me and a girlfriend of mine, we figured it out. We started braiding our own hair, and people would come up to us and ask us who did it and, how much we charged. And we had to, like, is it okay, Mom? And she was cool with it. So I started a braiding clientele in the basement in like the 8th grade.
Wow.
So it kind of organically happened. And then I went to cosmetology school while I was in high school. And I'm still thinking that it was going to be just something to do to make some money while I was in college. But after my second year in college, my clientele picked up. So I was like, well, maybe I should just put some more interest there. And so that's what I did.
And here you are. Do you think that, I'm going to say it like this. Do you think that hair has a hold on Black women?
Definitely. It's the most important thing. Because there's not much you're going to do if your hair isn't done. It's like, I got to get my hair done. I have to. And so I'm just now actually realizing, because I'm planning a move to LA. Right. So you got the exclusive interview. I haven't even posted it yet.
Listen, I wish I had the sound. I was like, exclusive.
Right. But I'm in the process of moving, and I'm moving the end of the month. And me telling my clients that I'm leaving is a lot. Like, there is the reaction. A lot of them are they instantly break down crying. And I'm not, I realized I had an impact, but I didn't realize it was that strong. So your relationship with your hairstylist, some of them I've had, I'm the only hairstylist they ever had, or they've been coming to me for 20 years, or even some that just start coming to me like, man, I just got comfortable with someone, or, building a bond and relationship. And I realized it, but this experience is really like bringing home how important I am to people.
So talk about that a little bit, Kristina. Talk about the impact that you're now realizing that you had as a stylist on, I'm assuming, hundreds of people. And I
Mhm.
know we're just kind of like, this is just a small portion of your entire career, but
Mhm.
you've touched so many heads. And we even know that there's some things that we share with our stylists
Mhm.
that we may not share with our girlfriends because we feel
Oh
it's a
yeah.
safe space. So talk about that a
Right.
little bit.
Yeah, because it's non-biased. I'm not someone that's in their life that um it's a certain level of judging, but I'm not someone in their life who where the information can get back to someone, or where it can get messy or whatever, because I don't share those things with other people. So it's a safe space because it's almost like a therapist. It is a therapist. I'm not gonna say it like one. It is. Yeah, it's a therapy session. They come and they let go. And so sometimes I have to guard myself because I take in so much of everyone else's, issues back to back and back. Because I do have where people are very free with them, feel comfortable opening up to me. So that is a special relationship. It really is.
Have you ever been surprised about what women have shared consistently? Like maybe themes that you've seen that, wow, like I know you don't share across,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, she said this, she said that. But like when
Right.
you see like 5 and 6 women are talking about the same thing.
I mean, the same issues we all have with relationships, with their children, with their parents, with their jobs, how they relate in the world, period. Again, that goes back to how people relate to them, even with just hairstyle conversations, you know, if they can wear color at work, or how different cultures respond to their hairstyle, or I always say I am in a weird position because I'm trying to please someone that's trying to please someone else. you know, because they can love it and they can go home and their husband will say something or won't say anything, and that'll affect them. Or their son will say something, and that'll affect them. So it's crazy because it's never about how they feel, even though they say that it's about how they feel. It's really not. It's about how everyone else responds to them.
That's so interesting. That's so interesting. And I wonder if it's unique to um Black women, because we
Mm-hmm.
have a different relationship with our hair because our hair isn't like necessarily the standard. But it's interesting that what you've noticed is that I'm getting my hair done, but I'm really not getting it done for me. I'm getting it done
Mm-hmm.
to whether it's maintain a certain status quo at work,
Yes.
whether it is to make sure my husband or my boyfriend likes what he sees,
Mm-hmm.
or that's crazy.
Yeah, it's for sure that's what it is. And some women are even more so, where it's like if they don't get a compliment, then they feel like it was a failed hair appointment.
Yes, our hair has
Honestly.
a hold on us. Yes, our hair has a hold on us. That's
Yeah, they
crazy.
come for it. So that's a lot of, and at least that's my clientele, because I do the fancy stuff. So people come to me because they want that attention.
Mm-hmm.
They want, they want people to stop them and say, oh, your hair, oh, wait, oh, this, oh, that. Even if, some say, even if nothing else is right, my hair is going to get me, what I need, the attention I need.
That's interesting. So do you connect? So I'm pulling on your therapist. I'll put that in air quotes. But do you feel that like that is connected to something else? Because when I hear that, I'm gonna be honest with you, but feel free to push back on me, because I think you have an advantage because you've seen how women evolve over time with hairstyles and how they
Mm-hmm.
respond to hairstyles. But when I hear that, honestly, like I think that's slightly problematic,
Mm-hmm.
that um and I may be understanding it wrong, but that the need to feel seen is
Mm-hmm.
so deep that this thing that we love, getting our hair done, this thing that makes us feel good, is dependent upon someone else. And I wonder too if that's like just an ill of society. when I say that, like how Black women aren't seen, Black women aren't affirmed in their community. And it's not until we do something like outrageous, not outrageous, but just over the top, that we get that affirmation. So I'm just like, how do you feel about that?
I can go with that, but it's been like that since the beginning of time. We've always extra adorned ourselves. You know what I mean? We, put different adornments in our hair, on our face, on our bodies. Everything is and it's a kind of a prompt and circumstance. It's a prepping. It's a self-care. It's, you can look at it that way too. So it's always two ways to look at something,
Yeah. Because I want to be clear, because I hold one perspective, right? And again, I just want to emphasize that you've seen things over time, and that kind of transitions me into the next question, Kristina. What does our hair say about us? Like, we're coming out of this pandemic. I think our hair connects and it speaks to us. What is our hair saying about us now? And based on what you're seeing?
Well, again, if you can go with the trends now, the trend is wigs. So it's the versatility of wigs, because women are changing their hair, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day now, different color. I can have it short, I can have it long, I can have it curly, I can have it straight. I can do whatever I want. It's kind of like a women's empowerment where, you can be whoever you want to be. So that is the trend now, and it's also a wow factor because we have the TikTok phase where, it's all about visuals. So we can create whatever type of visual reality we have with our hair. And the hair is is the biggest way you can morph yourself into something else, even a different feeling. And so, if you want to take it back to tribal, they use their hair to determine it, to show their social status, their marital status, their age, everything. And I believe that a part of that is still relevant with us today. You can kind of tell what region, or you can tell a lot about the woman by looking at how she carries herself, and especially her hair. Or at least you can make pretty good assumptions.
You can. Okay, so I have on my Howard shirt, and so my freshman and sophomore year, I learned a lot about that visually. Like you just knew who was from Detroit, honestly, based on the rap. Like I couldn't put my finger on it, but I just knew that, oh, you got your hair done in Detroit, or based on how it was laid. And even how you got your hair done in Baltimore, because they used a different type of roller set. Like you understood very much who this woman was based on her hair.
Very much.
So you're talking about wigs. Also, what I think we see a lot now is color. Like, not what I would consider subtle color, but orange, green, yellow. What are you hearing when your clients request for that? And when I say hearing, like, what's really happening in the hearts of Black girls and women when we desire these colors for our hair? And I don't want to make this too, I don't want to make this too deep, because I can. You like, Cameo, pull it back, pull it on back. They just want color in their hair, right? But is it something to it?
Definitely. They want to stand out. They want it, to me, they want to stand out. They want attention. They want to be a clear difference, that I am not like them. I'm not regular. I'm not boring. I am a risk taker. I am, you have to be brave. You have to be, you have to, have courage. It's a certain confidence you have to walk with when you're wearing your hair color, especially different colors. I've been there. I've had a lot of colors in my hair. And it's showing your creative side. It's it is something to it. I will say that.
So I'm gonna call it like the politics of hair and things that I didn't probably realize, but it does take a level of boldness and confidence
Mhm.
to walk around with like orange hair. And I'm not saying it lightly or jokingly whatsoever, because you know everyone is going to be looking at you, right? And you cannot shrink into any place with that. Like, I'm here.
Mhm. And more so, when I was coming up, because you just didn't do that, because people instantly say, well, where's she gonna work? Where's she gonna do? How's she gonna move around in the world with any type of, respect with your hair like that? But now things have changed, and now it's more like it's just entertainment. You know what I mean? When they wearing the bright colors. Oh, like again, it's an orange wig. It can change in 5 minutes. So it's more like an accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like an accessory now. I don't think that it's as much, or it's just a wow factor. Where before it was more rebellious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you seen over time when it comes to hair? In terms of, and you don't have, mind you don't have to go through every decade, but I'm sure. But when we think about the 90s, the 2000s, what is it, the 2010s, I'm like, my God, we getting up there. The 2020s.
I
But
know. People like, oh, you did my hair for prom, in 99. I'm like, what?
did I? Are you sure it was me? So generationally, what have you seen when we think about the 90s, when we think about the 2000s? What were Black women saying then? And I don't want to put all this pressure on you, like, exactly what Black women say. Your clientele, based on what you experienced, what did you see?
I would say what's changed mostly is the culture of salon, of the salon. 'Cause, used to be in the salon for hours, and hours and hours.
Yes.
Could do this for hours.
Man.
And people would sit there and, very patiently, or make a day of it. I remember where I went to a salon once, and it was taking so long. I'm like, I gotta go to work. He said, okay, go to work. Went to work with my hair wrap, got off work, came home. Went back to the salon to get it curled. So it was serious. But now people are more, efficient and business savvy, and more respect on people's time. That, and so that make the culture of the salon different, because it's not like bring the kids, bring the food, bring the drinks, bring the, let's do this, let's do that. So now it's more come and get your service, pay a nice fee, and maybe a sip of wine on your way out, and thank you.
Like, they doing wine now in salons? They doing
Oh
wine?
yeah, they do wine.
Wow.
They even do them in nail salons now.
Oh,
The champagne or wine or whatever.
what happened?
Well, until COVID kind of put a halt on some of that, but
Okay. Is there something that you would want to say to your clients that you couldn't say to them? I don't want to say face to face, but I just think it's some things that you may hear or see or experience across the board. Like, even like you said, you play the role of a therapist that weighs heavy on your heart, weighs heavy on your spirit. And maybe you just can't tell somebody something. Is it something that you would like to say to clients?
to the collective.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes to my mind is you don't need me. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
That's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
That's heavy. Unpack that for us.
And I say that both ways because I was contemplating the move before COVID. And I think after COVID happened and I was forced to shut down, that I really realized that I didn't per se need them either. Because I was like, oh, I can't leave. It's too much. But just not attaching ourselves to other people, to things, to anything, It's a service. It's a luxury service. They taught us it was not essential.
They sure did. They weren't talking to us.
It's not essential, okay? So,
listen, a Black woman did not make that decision.
Okay. Right, I was fighting it tooth and nail, like, what? But it's okay to develop a relationship with your own hair. You can no, I'm not doing it.
That's a deep laugh. That's a deep. I love how you said it so politically correct. It's okay to develop a relationship because we get comfortable. Like I'm gonna let you finish, but I just remember I think going to college and I had never really done my hair before because I was so used to getting it done. And it was just basic stuff I didn't know how to do, whether it was cornrow or even just being afraid of washing my own hair because I knew it would get real big. I didn't have a perm, real poof. Just
it's that's the part that I don't like, that people do not. I got clients that have not touched their hair. They come and it's the way I did it until they come back. They haven't done anything. So, and the thought of shampooing their own hair, it's like, it's anxiety on through the roof. So, and I think that comes from growing up. You were just taught, you don't touch your hair. Mm-hmm. Don't touch it. Don't play in it. Don't let anybody else touch it. It better come home from school how it is. You just instilled those things in your mom does your hair, you don't. I remember getting a whooping for cutting my bangs, So.
I think with you sharing that, I think that speaks to the relationship that Black women do have with their stylist, right? Not only are you a secret keeper, not only are you a place of relief for me, but you're also an extension of self-care and stress relief. And but on the flip side of it, from the I guess the client side, saying develop a relationship with your own hair, I think that also speaks to our culture. How come we do not have a relationship with our hair? What in society put us here? Whether it's from our mothers, our grandmothers that told us don't touch it, that like we don't know how to, or we choose not to engage with something that is very much an extension and an expression of us, right? We decide what we put on our bodies every day. If we choose to do makeup, if we choose to wear certain jewelry, whatever it is, but our hair is just another space.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is. Even though you grew it. We talk about that in me creating the art. Also, I had an interesting conversation with another artist, and we're saying how lovely the hair is on the head, and you get so many compliments, but as soon as you cut a piece or a piece comes out and it's on the floor and it's like, ugh, it's hair, like, ugh. Like, or if you're taking a shower and it's hair, in the tub, and it's like, ugh, or in the sink, it's like, ugh. It's like, where does that come from? You know?
It's so, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Because so when I wash my, I'm telling you, when I wash my hair, it's hair everywhere, everywhere. And I said, whenever I get married, I said my husband is gonna hate me because it's like why is it hair here and there and all this other space? But it is just like it's fine on top of my head, but when it come out and our hair naturally comes out, it's just like, you know,
right. Even with creating hair art, when I say I make, you know, art with hair, they're like, what? Like how? You know, it's like, is that going to be weird? Or until they see it, you know, they're like, that seems a little creepy, you know. And then they see it like, oh no, it's cool. But it's just we honor hair in a different, we hold it to a different regard, you know. It's interesting.
Where are we going with hair? Where do you see us going?
It's a hard one because on one hand you can say history repeats itself and we're going back where we were. On the other hand, everything is so digital and so, I don't want to say inhumane, but I don't want to say inhumane. It's another word I want to use that's kind of on the lines of us not, but I can see people, you know, going to we're just shaving our heads and we're, you know, things don't matter. As they're trying to say gender doesn't matter and this doesn't matter. I can see us going to where that doesn't either. And maybe we have a digital something on that button we push.
So you saying I can get a chip inserted in my forehead.
Right. And you just push your forehead and change your hairstyle.
I'm for it. If I ain't got to listen, I'll be the first one.
Get it, right?
I'll be the first one in line.
Let me trademark.
You know how long it take? Listen, do you know how many bobby pins are in the back of this? Because it was out, and I said this don't look right. Then I bobby, girl, if I could just went boop,
a boop. That's all.
A quick
That's
boop.
all.
I think I understand though what you're saying because if I could catalog everything I see on social media, right? You have two extremes, and it seems like one extreme is very much popular and leading culture right now. And it's it's changing your hair 3, 4, 5 times in a day, or I don't want to say in a day, but just all these options of how you exist and that hair is an accessory. And then oftentimes our response to one extreme is to go to the other extreme, which could be, I'm done with hair altogether. I'm done with this idea of beauty altogether. And I'm just gonna do what's practical for me, and that is no hair at all. I don't know if I'm there yet. I got a peanut shaped head. So
I just grew my hair out. What are you saying?
This where we going?
Right.
This where we going? Okay. Yeah. Is there anything I'm forgetting? You know, in your role as a stylist and someone who has done hair for, again, hundreds of women, different age groups, different styles, different parts of their life, right? Some really high highs, some really low lows. What am I forgetting?
I don't know. That's a tough one. Because I am, you know, I do a lot of special occasions. So I've done a lot of, you know, brides and proms and, you know, birthday parties and special event hair. And I love that because, you know, it gets documented, you know, they do the full gamut of the makeup and the outfit and everything complements well. So that I enjoy, and I think has probably kept me in the industry this long because it's a little bit more exciting than just doing someone who's just, going to work every day or not. But and I like the sophistication of it and the prompt and circumstance of getting up and getting dressed. We had kind of gotten away from that. As women, it really, putting the red lip on. And
Last question I have. Why LA?
LA. Strictly for the weather. No. And the other stuff, no. But that has a big part. That plays a big part in it because I was deciding between LA and New York. And LA won because of the weather. But I think for visibility, that is where they produce, that's where all the stars are. That's where all the money is. That's where all the opportunities are. And I've gotten flown out a couple times, and I figure that if I was there, I would have more opportunities.
Well, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for what LA holds for you. And hopefully maybe when I'm out there, listen, I'm about to call my brother out. My brother ain't never said you should get your hair done by Kristina.
I know when you hit me, I was like, oh, why do your sister know? Did I know you? Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, she know. I'm like, okay, I didn't know if she knew, she know Marvin. I don't know.
Marvin, Matt, then grew up with them. So yeah. But no, it was such a pleasure to have you on. Such a pleasure to hear from you and just to hear really your wisdom and your impact in this industry. And I'm excited for what's to come.
Thank you.
All right. You are listening
to I'm very proud of you too. You handle yourself and your podcast very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're proud.
Awesome. All right. You are listening to the Good Girl Podcast.